How's everybody doing? Please share so we can start. Please share so we can start. Share so we can start. And I can start as immediate as possible. These people are going to move to their particular bunk beds. We need to share as quick as possible so I can start. And you guys don't miss out on the interviews on all these people. Please share so we can start, people. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone. Let's share so we can start. Hi, I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News. How's everybody doing? Good evening to everyone. We are live at the shelter Agape with all these people that you see right here. All of these people, they just got deported by the United States. All of these people, 99% of them, they want to go home to their country. They don't want to stay here. They don't want to try to go back again to the United States. They want to go back to their country. And let's hear their experiences. There's a particular interview that I want to show to everybody. It's a woman that apparently she says that she was mistreated by the United States Border Patrol. Let's hear her story. And also let's hear some other stories and from males that they are seeking the asylum. And not only that, we have an update with Pastor Alberto regarding the 3 women from Somalia and also regarding the new Muslim shelter that is getting built. BNN, Border Network News, Oscar Blue, bringing you information right at the moment, information accurate, the reality and the truth of what is happening. Let's go right now, right here, to talk to a particular gentleman that he is from Honduras and he just got deported. Let's go right here. This gentleman right here. Es el público americano. Voy a hablar en español y luego voy a traducir en inglés para que pues vayamos llevando la entrevista como tal, ¿ok?
¿Está bien?
¿Qué tal? Mi nombre es Oscar Blue, ¿cómo estás? ¿De dónde vienes? I'm asking him where he's from.
De Honduras.
De Honduras. ¿Puedes hablar un poquito más fuerte para que la gente... De Honduras.
De Honduras.
Ok. ¿Cuánto tiempo estuviste en detención de migración? How much time you were in the detention facility?
En Texas me tuvieron, entré el sábado y me sacaron el martes.
In Texas, I was on Saturday and I was released on Tuesday. ¿Por dónde te cruzaste por Texas? ¿Te cruzaste por el cerro?
Por Reynosa.
Pero por el cerro.
Por el río.
Por el río. He's saying that basically he crossed from Reynosa and through the river. ¿Te detuvieron las autoridades del Border Patrol o te entregaste pidiendo el asilo político?
Yo me entregué pidiendo el asilo político.
I'm asking him if he got detained by the Border Patrol or he, was searching for the Border Patrol to ask for the political asylum. He's saying that yes, I was right there, asking for the political asylum. ¿Cuánto tiempo duraste para venirte de Honduras para acá? How much time it took for you to get to Honduras to over here?
Salí el 17 de mayo porque venía despacio, porque yo venía yo solo, venía sin dinero, estuve en Palenque, venía sin dinero, de ahí me vine para Villahermosa, porque pedí ayuda por ella, porque ella la trae enferma. Y
¿Es tu hija?
Es mi hija. En Honduras la tuve en el hospital de escuela, y entonces le dije al doctor, pues me dejó la cita, fui a la cita y no había, solo en huelga. Entonces fue cuando le dije, vámonos para allá, le digo, tal vez se apoyan allá, le digo, a Estados Unidos.
So basically what he's saying is that he came real slowly because he exited from Honduras on the 17th of May. He was lacking of resources and it was really hard for him to get to all the way over here. Cuando cruzaste de Guatemala a México, ¿cruzaste en las lanchitas?
En la lancha crucé.
When you crossed from Guatemala to Mexico, did you cross on the water rafts? And he's saying yes. And the water rafts I crossed. Cuando llegaste tú a México, ¿te estuviste en el centro de detención o te viniste así? When you arrived to Mexico, did you stay in the detention center or you just came like that?
Allí me estuve en Palenque, de allí me detuvieron, entonces de allí, como la niña estaba enferma, entonces me trajeron para el hospital de Villahermosa.
Okay, he's saying that basically you stay in Palenque, that is another city, and because of her daughter was sick, he had to escape from the detention center to go to another detention center. ¿Y tu niña cómo la atendiste médicamente? How do you attend your child medically?
Pues allí solo me vinieron a dejar allí y allí me dejaron y de ahí el doctor me la examinó y me dijo él, pues no, me dice, no te podemos ayudar, me dice, porque este es un proceso largo, me dice. Y yo le conté el caso que yo no tenía familiares allí, de dónde me iba a estar.
Saying basically, he got a doctor and they couldn't help him that much, so he was just, running, walking with the current. Now, ahora que llegaste a tu caso, a tu caso en Estados Unidos con los jueces, ¿cuál fue tu explicación a los jueces para pedir asilo político? Now that when you arrived to the United States, what was your argument to tell the judge about your case in the United States to plead the asylum?
Pues yo, en mi caso que le expliqué ayer, que me hizo papeleo de migración, en mi caso fue lo mismito que le dice yo, que yo he salido de Honduras por lo mismo, por la enfermedad de ella, y quería que me apoyaran.
Basically, he's saying that he exited Honduras because her child is sick. ¿Qué enfermedad tiene?
Eso se llama displasia fibrosa.
¿Cómo?
Displasia fibrosa.
Displasia fibrosa.
Sí.
¿Eso qué es?
Se le va creciendo un poco de allá, me dijo el doctor.
¿Se le va qué?
Se le va creciendo.
¿Qué?
De acá. Durante ya va creciendo, entonces se le va a ir creciendo, me dijo el doctor.
¿Es un tumor?
Es un tumor.
Basically, he's saying that he fled from Honduras because her child is sick. She has, you can see the child right there. I don't want to put the camera on her, but you can see that she has a disease that is called displasia fibrosa. That is disfigure from the face. As she is growing, she is going to be disfigured more on the face. So he was basically running out of Honduras because he doesn't have no resources for her child to take care of. So that's why he is asking for the asylum. Llegaste con el juez y el juez te dijo que no. You arrived with the judge and the judge said no. Arreglaste con el juez y te dijo que no.
Sí, no, yo no he ido, entonces, a la corte no he ido, con los de inmigración fue que nomás me dieron el papel.
I haven't gone to the court. Immigration just told us, you're going to get deported, and te dijeron que fueras y pidieras el número de asilo político, ¿verdad?
Sí, porque está el sábado, me la dejaron para el 13 de diciembre.
He's saying that basically the judge said, you know what, you need to go back and do it like everybody else. Ask for the political asylum number or asylum seeker number, sorry, and from there you can get a court date. Y ahora que ya estás aquí y tu hija está mal, ¿te vas a quedar aquí o te vas a regresar a Honduras? Now that you're here espérame, déjales traduzco. Now that you're here and that your child is sick, are you going to stay here or are you going to go back to the country and get help over there in your country?
Ella dice que tiene la fe en Dios, que dice que va a esperar el auxilio político para ver si nos da la oportunidad, dice, que vayamos ante el juez.
Entonces, ¿te vas a quedar aquí hasta diciembre?
Sí, me voy a quedar.
Also, he's saying that her child is telling her, Dad, let's stay here. Probably we will get the political asylum. Let's stay here to December. So let's try and see if we can get the political asylum. ¿A qué te dedicas tú? ¿Qué haces? ¿Cuál es tu profesión?
Mi profesión es agricultura en Honduras.
He's saying that I'm asking him what does he do for a living? He's saying agriculture. He basically works in the field. Bueno, muchísimas gracias. Te deseo la mejor de las suertes en tu proceso de asilo político. ¿Algo que quieras decirles a la gente de Estados Unidos sobre tu estancia en migratoria, la deportación o algo así? Something that you want to say to the American people about his stay on the ICE detention centers? Hazte para acá, mija, por favor. No te puedo mostrar la cara.
Sí, lo que estoy yo, que entramos el sábado nosotros y la demás mayoría, toda la gente también estaban pasando uno y nosotros, digo yo, ¿por qué no? Y les conté mi caso de mi niña que estaba enferma y no dice que no podemos hacer nada. Sí, esto dice, eso ya firmaron el más grande, dice, no podemos hacer nada. Y las demás personas estaban pasando, pensaba que entré yo. sábado
Okay.
13.
Okay, basically saying that to everybody that they're taking a long time for them to get to the place, and they don't listen to them, and basically he's saying that he waited for a long time to get deported. Muchísimas gracias. Te deseo lo mejor. Aquí te vas a quedar en el Albergue Agape, ¿verdad?
Sí, aquí me voy.
I'm going to stay right here in the Agape shelter. Let's go and get another interview, people, with another person right here. These are all the people that they just got deported. You see a lot of children right here. And as we are getting right here an interview, hi. I'm trying to get an interview with that lady right there that is standing right now. And she said that she doesn't want to show her face. But let me get another interview with another individual. Let me see if he... No? Okay. No, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to talk. So let me just see who else wants to talk right here. And let me flip the camera to this side because I don't want her to be shown. She doesn't want to show her face. But this is basically it, people. Let me see if I can interview these guys right here. Buenas tardes. No los estoy grabando, pero quiero hacerles una pregunta. Si me darían una entrevista de su proceso de deportación. ¿Cómo les fue y todo el asunto? ¿Sí?
¿Qué le parece ahorita en unos 2 minutos? Nomás estamos haciendo nuestro...
Ok, ¿de dónde es usted?
Honduras.
Oscar, mucho gusto, de aquí de Tijuana. Oscar, mucho gusto de Tijuana. ¿Usted, jefe? De Guatemala. Oscar, mucho gusto, mucho gusto. Entonces ahorita vengo para acá. ¿Sale? Vale. Basically asking them if I can get an interview. They're saying, yeah, wait a couple minutes. We're doing some numbers right now. These are all the people that the pastor just reunited right now. There's more than 40 people. A lot of them just moved outside. They're basically telling them what are the rules right here in the shelter, how they need to behave over here in the shelter, how the shelter is run, and the pastor is getting a lot of people. A lot of people. The majority of them, they want to go back home. And that's what they said. This gentleman right here, he said that he wants to stay and he wants to see if the United States can help her child to be taken care of by this disfigured disease. I don't know how to translate it in English, but the child has a disfigured disease that as she is growing on age, the face will disfigure herself. I don't know really what kind of disease it is, or if it is some kind of I really don't know. I don't want to comment on something that I don't know about the subject, but we're just waiting on this lady right here. It is this one right here on the black pants, and we are going to basically now talk to this gentleman over here in the back. And after this, we will talk to the pastor so he can give you an update on what is going on with the Muslim community that is growing over here in Tijuana. That they are now building a shelter. What is the update with the 3 women from Somalia? And also talk about all this experience right here, that we got more than 40 people that they are deported right now. So let me just, there's 2 American people right here talking to this immigrant that just got deported. And she is crying over there. I don't know the reasons why she's crying, but let us get an interview after she ends talking to the 2 American gentlemen over there. I don't know who those 2 American gentlemen over there are, but after I talk to her, I hope that I can get an interview with them to see what is their purpose over here and what are they doing over here in this shelter in particular. And see, let's go. There's another interview right here.
Pero no va a salir de cara.
Aquí está, mira, ya te estoy tapando aquí la cara. Si quieres ver para que veas que no le estoy mostrando la cara. ¿Ya ves que no le muestro la cara? Ok. Hola, ¿qué tal? Oscar el Blue para programa de Deported Migrants News. Vamos a hablar en español y luego lo traduzco en inglés porque la mayoría de la audiencia es americana. Ok, ¿cuánto tiempo duraste para venirte de Honduras hacia pues, la frontera de Tapachula? How much time it took you to come from Honduras all the way to Tapachula?
Tomé 3 días desde Honduras para llegar a México, ¿verdad? Tuve que cruzar Guatemala y ya luego llegar a la frontera de México. Y pues
3 días.
3 días.
Basically, he's saying that 3 days he took him to from Guatemala to the border of Tapachula. ¿Te cruzaste en las lanchitas de Guatemala a México?
Así es.
Did you cross on the water rafts from Guatemala to Mexico? ¿Te veniste tú solo con tus propios recursos para acá?
No, sí, así es.
Yes, I'm asking him if he came all the way on his own resources, and he says yes. ¿Cómo ha sido el viaje de allá para acá? Porque al parecer no saben ustedes todo lo que está sucediendo en la frontera. Les cuentan otra cosa, llegan aquí, se topan con pared, básicamente eso es. Les están dando 3% de posibilidades para obtener el asilo político. No les dicen eso, les cuentan un cuento de hadas allá en Honduras y llegan aquí es otro. ¿Cómo es esa experiencia para ti y esa idea ahora que ya es totalmente errónea de que les están dando a todos el asilo político? How is this a shock for you that you come all the way over here, they tell you that you have a big expectation to get the political asylum, you only got 3% chance of getting the political asylum, they lie to you, you get over here and they're not giving it to you?
Sí, mira, bueno, lo primero es que no nos dicen los riesgos, ¿verdad? Que podemos tomar o que podemos pasar en el camino, ¿verdad? Sí, hay mucho riesgo, ¿me entiendes? En el cruce de las fronteras y todo eso, ¿verdad? Y siempre venimos con la oportunidad de que nos den chance acá en Estados Unidos. Y por lo que ves, no nos están dando la oportunidad, sino que nos están enviando para acá a México, ¿verdad? Y pues estamos agradecidos porque nos mandan para México, pero la vida es difícil acá, nos mandan sin permiso de trabajo, no podemos trabajar y todo eso, ¿me entiendes?
He basically is saying that it was really difficult to get all the way up to the north, that they had a hard time to get up to the north. Nobody told them about the risk that they are on their journey. And also, he's saying that when they get deported, they don't get a work permit. So that makes it even harder for them to try to work so they can go back to their country. ¿Te vas a querer regresar a Honduras o te vas a quedar aquí? You plan to go back to Honduras or you plan to stay here?
En mi caso me voy a quedar, ¿verdad? Porque quiero pelear mi caso, quiero seguir peleando, pero por lo que he escuchado que algunos paisanos van a tener que regresarse por atrás porque lo están viendo muy difícil acá y ven que pues no la van a hacer y todo eso, ¿me entiendes?
In my case, he's saying that yes, I'm going to stay here and fight, but he's hearing that a lot of cases are real difficult to get the asylum, and a lot of them are returning back. Ahora que ya estuviste allá en el centro de detención, ¿cuánto tiempo estuviste allá en el centro de detención? How many days you've been in the detention center in the United States?
Sí, bueno, a mí me tuvieron 3 días, estuve 3 días detenido en la hielera y pues tomaron mis datos, ¿verdad?
3 days practically in the icebox. I was over there. ¿Por dónde te cruzaste?
Aquí por San Isidro.
For what place you crossed right here from San Isidro? ¿Te cruzaste por el puerto de entrada o cruzaste por el cerro?
Bueno, yo hace 4 meses llegué acá a Tijuana, ¿verdad? Yo tomé un número y por medio de una lista que están dando los del grupo Beta, por medio de ese número, yo pude...
Fuiste a corte y luego
Sí.
después, okay, he's saying that basically he did it the right way. It's been 4 months that he's been here. He asked for a political asylum an asylum seeker number. They gave him the number and he went to, ¿fuiste a corte?
No,
No, he didn't go to court. Nomás lo deportaron. Te deportaron nada más, ¿no?
bueno, ellos me dieron una corte que tengo que ir hasta en octubre. Me
He's
dieron
saying-
4 meses.
He's saying that basically he got a court date to October. That is the court date that he has. ¿Cuál es su sentimiento ahora de que estás aquí? Y ustedes no les han dicho nada del Pacto Mundial de Migración, que pueden migrar ustedes a Canadá.
Bueno, he escuchado acerca de eso, pero, ¿me entiendes? No he tenido la oportunidad como de conocer a las personas, ¿verdad?
Para poder relacionarte para
poder
irte para allá.
relacionarme para allá.
Okay, he's saying that basically he heard about it going to Canada, but he doesn't have no family members over there. He doesn't have nowhere to go, so you know his number one option is the States. ¿Cuál es se puede hablar un poquito de tu caso? ¿Por qué estás pidiendo el asilo político? Can we talk a little bit about your case? Why you're asking the asylum?
Bueno, lo voy a hacer un poco corta, ¿verdad? Pero yo estuve en Estados Unidos por 8 años y no quería ser legal, ¿va? No tengo delitos. Yo peleé asilo en Estados Unidos porque tenía miedo de llegar a mi país atrás, a otra vuelta para mi país. Sabía que era muy peligroso, ¿verdad? Volver para atrás. Entonces yo pedí una oportunidad, pero me la negaron y me mandaron para atrás.
¿Cuánto tiempo viviste en Estados Unidos?
Por 8 años.
He's saying that basically he had lived in the United States for 8 years. Te agarró el Border Patrol y te deportó.
No, yo fui a la migración.
¿Tú te entregaste a migración?
Sí, yo.
He's saying that basically he
I
delivered
didn't want to be
himself.
illegal. No quise ser ilegal nomás.
He's saying that basically he went to the ICE station and he delivered himself. And he said, you know what, I'm right here. I want to fix my papers and I want to do things right. Y ahora tu sueño es volver a regresar y estar bien allá. Your dream is to go back and to stay there all the time.
Sí, así es. Mira, mi familia vive allá. Yo no tengo familiar en Honduras, ¿verdad? Tenemos una casa en Honduras. Yo fui para atrás a Honduras, pero no tengo a nadie. Afuera de eso, ¿me entiendes? Yo experimenté muchas dificultades cuando yo fui enviado para atrás a Honduras.
He's saying that basically, they have a house in Honduras, but he doesn't have nobody in Honduras, and he doesn't want to go back to Honduras. His life is in the United States. Muchas gracias, te lo agradezco, la verdad, muchas gracias. I'm saying thank you. ¿Me da un minuto, jefe? No, muy bien, gracias. Sale, gracias. Let's talk to this lady right here. Let me change the camera real quick. Ahora sí, ¿podemos hablar? Sí, vente para acá si quieres, párate. No quieres que te muestre la cara, ¿verdad? ¿No? Ok, muy bien. Espérame. Pues si quieres, nos sentamos allá, mira, allá en la que, si quieres. Allá donde está la banquita y te voy a mostrar. She doesn't want to show her face. Si quieres, siéntate ahí y yo agarro esta silla y te muestro solamente las piernas, ¿ok? She doesn't want to show her face, people. Let us be respectful with this case. She doesn't want to show her face, and she wants to... let me flip the camera right here. She doesn't want to show her face. This is a particular case that happened in the United States. Let me flip the camera. I'm going to show only basically from the top part or right here. Let me see what I can do. Ok, vamos a ver qué puedo hacer. Ahí está perfecto. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Soy Oscar el Blue, mucho gusto. ¿De dónde vienes? Where are you coming from?
De Guatemala.
I'm coming from Guatemala. ¿Te cruzaste en las lanchitas de Guatemala para México?
Sí,
Did you cross on the water raft from Guatemala to Mexico? He's saying yes. ¿Con quién te viniste? With how many people came with you?
la verdad me vine con un coyote, como le llaman en mi país, porque yo venía pidiendo asilo político, pero me dijo él de que tenía que venirme con él porque no podía cruzarme México.
He's saying that basically she came with a coyote. ¿El coyote era de Guatemala?
De la frontera de México.
He's saying that the coyote was from, wow, this is big news, people. Now, we already know that the coyotes are working on the south of Tapachula, but now we got a coyote. Ese coyote trabajaba en Guatemala.
No, en Tapachula.
Trabajaba en Tapachula. Basically, he came with a coyote that it was in Tapachula. And this coyote told him that it can take her on this journey to the border. Te voy a hacer una pregunta. ¿Sufriste abuso de él en el camino para acá? You suffer abuse from him when you were coming over here?
No.
¿Nunca se quiso insinuar a ti de alguna manera?
No, nunca.
It never insinuated in you in a different way? Entonces, cuando tú y tu hija se vinieron, ¿no? ¿Cuántos años tiene tu hija?
2.
He's saying, I'm asking her if you and your daughter only came over here and see how old is your daughter? He's saying 2. Llegaste tú, ¿cuánto tiempo duraste para llegar de Tapachula hacia acá? How much time it took you to Tapachula to get over here? To 1 month. ¿Cómo te fuiste? ¿Cómo te viniste? Si venías con el coyote, ¿cuánto te quería cobrar el coyote?
El coyote no se vino conmigo.
¿No?
No.
¿El coyote cuánto te quiso cobrar?
¿Quetzales?
Ajá.
15,000 quetzales.
15,000 quetzales, que vienen siendo más o menos como 30,000 pesos.
Creo.
¿Sí? He's saying that probably, the coyote, she paid, ¿pagaste esos 15,000 quetzales? She's saying that she paid 15,000 quetzales, that is around 30,000 pesos, that in dollar is around probably like $1,500, if I'm not mistaken, probably between $1,500 and $1,800. Y el que te prometió, what did he promise you?
Que iba a pasar, o sea, yo le dije que yo iba por asilo político y me dijo, no, pues tienen que cruzar el río, tienen que pasarlo. Pasamos 2 meses, 1 mes, todo México, cruzándolo, con mucha gente, no solo yo.
He's saying that it took her probably 1 month to cross the river. And also, the promise was that he was going to cross her to the United States. Y cuando llegaste, te cruzaste por Reynosa.
Por Reynosa.
When you got to Reynosa, cuando llegaste a Reynosa, ¿con quién él te aseguró que te ibas a cruzar? O sea,
no, a mí me dejaban en lugares. O sea, yo no
ya estaba arreglado para que llegaras a lugares.
Yo andaba en lugar, de lugar en lugar.
¿Te pagaban el cuarto?
Pues sí, porque yo no pagaba nada. O sea,
Ellos
solo me llegaban a
okay.
dejar.
She's saying that basically, she already has been arranged since she paid all that money, that she was arriving en ciudad llegabas a cuarto.
Uh-huh.
And he's saying that she arrived to particular places where she was already in contact with these coyotes, and that she was paying room. She was not paying anything. They already had their room paid. Y cuando llegas en el transcurso hacia arriba, hacia el norte, cuando llegaste a Reynosa, ¿tuviste un contacto con uno de ellos? When you arrived to Reynosa, did you had in contact with one of them?
No. Cuando llegamos a la casa de que nos iba a cruzar, todo estaba arreglado. Nunca tuvimos contacto.
When we arrived to the house in Reynosa, that it was for the people that they were going to cross us, everything was arranged. Everything was already arranged. Look at this, people. This is great, man. This is wow. Surprising. This is unbelievable. Y después de que llegas ahí a la casa y que te van que ya está todo arreglado para querer cruzar, estos son mexicanos. Esto es pura gente mexicana. They're all Mexican. All these people that they had arranged all this route for you.
Sí, todos eran mexicanos. Pero antes de cruzarnos el río, sí, supuestamente ya todo estaba pagado porque dicen que es una red de carteles, no sé cómo está arreglado eso. Pero que se confundieron con nosotros, se confundieron en entregarnos al cartel equivocado. Nos entregaron a un cartel equivocado y nos empezaron a corretear con unas armas que dice un señor que se llama Cuernos de Chivo. Yo no los conozco.
¿En dónde los corretearon?
Antes de cruzar el río Bravo.
Wow. She's saying that basically, it was a fight between two cartels, that the cartel, that it was from the south, that it was supposed to be delivering them to the other cartel over here in Reynosa. They fought for them and they were delivered wrongly to a different cartel. And this cartel in Reynosa started, running towards them with long machinery and threatening their lives. ¿Y a dónde corrieron? Where did you run?
Sí, a todos lados, escondiéndonos de todo, de todos, así entre los árboles.
We were running towards everywhere, to the trees, trying to hide. Te estaban tratando de esconder.
Nos escondían, nos tiraban pasto para escondernos.
We were hiding under the bushes. We were hiding on the dirt. Y después de eso, ¿qué pasó?
Agarraron a un hombre de los que nos llevaba al río, lo llevaron y de él ya nunca
desapareció.
Uh-huh.
They grabbed a man that it was the leader, that he was going to take us to the river, and we never saw him again. He disappeared. Y después de ahí, ¿qué hiciste?
Toda la noche ahí, pasamos toda la noche.
We stayed right there the whole night, underneath some bushes. Y después,
a las 6 de la tarde al río para que nos sacaran.
we arrived at 6 p.m. to the river so they can cross us. And we stayed the whole day over here.
Hasta el otro día nos sacaron de ahí escondidos.
And it was until the next day they took us out of there. Y después de que los sacaron, y esa otra organización los cruzó.
Nos cruzó.
And on the next day, that other organization, they were the ones responsible for crossing, and she's saying yes. Y estas eran diferentes personas, me imagino, ¿verdad? They were all different people, right? And she's saying yes. Ahora que cruzaste por el río, ¿cruzaste en una lanchita también por el río? ¿Cómo te cruzaste? How do you cross on the river when you just crossed?
Nos cruzamos por lancha.
They crossed on a boat. Y eso no era el arreglo, porque el arreglo era de que tú cruzaras y estuvieras en Estados Unidos. That was not the arrangement. The arrangement was that you already paid an amount and you were going to be in the United States. And now, they basically lied to her and they crossed her on a boat and they delivered her to the authorities. Te entregaron a las autoridades, básicamente,
sí,
te robaron.
Sí, me entregaron a las autoridades. Cuando yo me entregué a ellos, pues ellos me trataron bien, ¿no? Ellos. Pero luego estuve 2 días encerrada ahí pensando que me iban a tomar mi declaración. A mis otras compañeras sí las dejaron, migración las dejó pasar. Pero yo no entiendo por qué a mí nunca me escucharon, nunca me tomaron mi declaración. Otras iban por casos de falta de trabajo, pero yo iba por pedir asilo político porque en mi país una organización llamada de los pandilleros llamada MS tiene mi casa.
¿Cómo se llama?
Propiedad. MS.
La Mara Salvatrucha.
Exacto.
Se adueñaron de tu casa. And basically what she's saying is that she got delivered to ICE agents. ICE agents were really nice to her. They were not difficult people with her. They were not treating her bad. And all the cases in front of her, they were listened, but her case specifically, she was not listened. And it was something weird because basically what she is asking, why she's asking for the political asylum, is because her house has been taken by the Mara Salvatruchas, and she doesn't want to be in her country. She wants to be in the United States. Y ahora después de que ya estás, te deportaron, ahora ¿qué vas a hacer? Now that you've been deported, what are you going to do?
No sé qué hacer porque nunca me escucharon. A lo contrario, me deportaron. O sea, dicen que no es una orden de deportación, pero nos echaron para atrás. Entonces ahí de Reynosa nos mandaron a California. En California unos agentes me tomaron mi declaración, pero no me pusieron atención. O sea, yo les dije, yo tengo pruebas, yo cargo un video donde sale en las noticias que mi casa está secuestrada.
He's saying that basically, the agents in Reynosa on the other side of Tamaulipas, they took her, they flew her all the way to California, and in California she was expecting for people to listen to her because she has actual video of the Mara Salvatruchas taking her home and getting her out of the home and taking advantage of her home, but they didn't listen. Una pregunta, y es una pregunta que te la tengo que hacer. ¿Ahorraste para conseguir ese dinero para poder pagarle al coyote?
Vendí todo lo que equipaba mi casa.
Todo.
Vendí refri, estufa, muebles, todo.
I sold everything to get the money to give to that coyote. I sold the refrigerator, I sold the furniture, I sold everything. Y te quedaste básicamente sin nada, y después de ahí ellos se apropiaron de la casa, and later from you just sold everything, later from that the Mara Salvatruchas took over your home. ¿Sí? ¿Y cómo llegaron? ¿Nomás llegaron y se apropiaron? How did they approach you? They just got there and...
Años atrás, ellos mataron a mi hermana, años atrás.
Mara Salvatrucha, years before, they killed the MS-13, they killed my sister.
Llegaron unos policías que qué había pasado, nos dijeron que qué queríamos, ¿verdad? Pero nunca se aparecieron, nunca llevaron nuestro caso tenía un buen trabajo.
I had a good job. You know, they never, you know, they killed my sister. You know, the police officers never opened the case about my sister. You know, they saw that as an archive that it was never going to be opened. And, you know, I had a good job. Adelante, tienes buen trabajo.
Compré una casa.
I bought a house.
Pasé años pagándola.
You know, I spent a lot of years paying for it.
Perdí mi trabajo y dejé de pagar la casa, dejé de pagar.
You know, I lost my job and I, you know, stopped paying the monthly, you know, the monthly wage for the house.
Dejé de pagar la hipoteca. Entregué la casa voluntariamente porque me la pidieron. Llevé un proceso, pero si no me iban a llegar a sacar a fuerza con las autoridades. Entonces, yo entregué la casa voluntariamente.
You know, because she couldn't afford the house, she basically, you know, delivered her house to the government.
Eso fue en mayo.
That was in May on this year.
De verme en todo eso, entonces en la calle agarré mis cosas y escuché de eso, de un coyote que me podía ayudar.
And after that, you know, I listened to a coyote that it can take her all the way to the border, so I sold everything in my house.
Vendí todas mis cosas y con eso venía con la esperanza de.
You know, I sold everything, and I had the hope that I can get the political asylum for better things for my child.
Y perdí todo, o sea, no tengo nada.
She lost everything. She doesn't have anything, and no te quiere regresar a Guatemala. O si te vas a regresar a Guatemala, are you gonna return to Guatemala, or you're gonna stay here?
Pues estoy pensando porque tengo miedo aquí en este país. Viví esa historia de antes de pasar el río. Lloré porque dije, ¿qué estoy haciendo? Puse la vida en riesgo de mi hija. Y digo, si en Guatemala me van a matar en mi país. Y ahí me voy a quedar. Pero aquí, bien por mí, no tengo nada, no tengo.
She's saying basically, you know, I don't know where to go. You know, if I go back to Guatemala, they're gonna kill me. If I stay right here in Mexico, I don't have nobody. And you know, she's basically saying that she doesn't have nowhere to go, and she doesn't know if she's gonna go back or stay over here in our country. ¿Y qué es tu decisión entonces? ¿Te vas a quedar aquí ahorita por lo pronto? ¿Te dieron un número de asilo político? They gave you a political asylum number?
Cuando yo llegué a California, les dije que quería asilo, pero me dijeron que no podían dármelo, ¿verdad? Entonces me forzaron a firmar, pero yo le dije que no quería firmar. Entonces me dijeron que la huella, ¿verdad? Entonces yo les dije que no, porque igual era firma. Entonces 2 agentes de migración me tomaron a la fuerza. Uno de ellos puso su rodilla en mis piernas, el otro agarró mi mano izquierda, el otro agarró mi mano derecha, forzándome para que yo pusiera mi huella. Yo le decía que no. Entonces me torció el brazo, me estiró los dedos y me dijo de que a fuerza tenía que poner la
She's
huella.
basically
No era lo
saying,
que yo quería, sino lo que ellos decidían.
she's basically saying that ICE agents ask her, you know, you need to sign for your deportation. She said that I'm not going to sign. She's explaining and elaborating that 3 ICE agents, one of them put his legs on his knees on her legs. The other one grabbed her one hand. Another agent grabbed the other hand, and they forced her to sign her deportation papers. Y después,
me obligaron, o sea, me pusieron la huella y me dijeron, y le dije, pero ¿qué hago? No puedo regresar a México. Lo que pasó, yo tengo miedo, no me importa, a nosotros no nos importa que lo que pase con la vida de ustedes.
she's saying that basically she said to the ICE agents, you know, what do I do? I'm afraid for my life. And the ICE agent says, we don't care, you go back, and we don't care for your life and for everybody else's life. Y ahora que estás aquí, en este albergue, y estás, pues básicamente te han robado 15,000 quetzales, que vienen siendo casi como 30,000 pesos, que vienen siendo casi como $1,500, casi $1,600. No tienes dinero. ¿No sería lo más pertinente regresar a casa? now that you're here, that you paid 15,000 quetzales, that it equals to 30,000 pesos, that it equals to almost $1,500 to $1,600, don't you think that you will go home? Do you think that going home is an option? ¿No piensas que regresar a casa es una opción?
Es una opción, pero ¿cuál casa?
He's saying that going back home, yes, it's an option, but what home? I don't have a home. ¿Y no piensas que la niña o sea, es un riesgo lo que le has puesto todo?
Puse en riesgo la vida de mi hija y me siento culpable de todo eso. Y digo yo, no sé a dónde ir, no sé qué hacer. Me dijeron que si regresaba a mi país ya no podía regresar a la cita. Y mi cabeza es un mundo, no tengo dinero, no sé a quién acudir.
She's saying that basically, yes, she admits this because I asked her, do you think that, putting the risk of your daughter in danger is a red flag for you to go back home? She's saying, yes, I admit that I put in risk the life of my daughter, and also I admit that things have to change, but I don't know where to go. I don't have no money. I don't have nowhere to go. Pues espero van a comer, creo, ¿verdad? No, ¿qué van a hacer? Okay. Bueno, pues espero que tu situación mejore. ¿Hay alguna organización que ha venido a quererte apoyar? En algún caso, una organización estadounidense que haya venido? There's been an organization from America that is helping.
Regalarnos toallas, bolsas.
¿De qué organización vinieron?
No nos dijeron.
Yes, there were some Americans. They came over. There were some Americans. They came over here. They helped us, with towels and stuff for us to get going with our lives. Muchas gracias, te lo agradezco mucho. Espero que tu caso se mejore y espero que todo sea positivo para ti, para bien.
Gracias.
I'm gonna change the camera right now, people. The majority of these people are going to eat right now. What can I say? There's stories about economic migrants, and she's an economic migrant. The problem right here is that you're spending 1,500 quetzales, that is almost $1,600, that you could easily spend to go to, that's my option, that's my way of thinking. That's my way of thinking, that you can easily spend on, going to Mexico and finding, another place to stay, or you can easily spend on going to Canada, or you can easily spend going to Spain, or you can easily spend going to another country. These are the migrants that they don't know that basically there's only a 3% possibility that they can get the political asylum in the United States. They're telling them lies over there. And there's, you heard three stories about people that they're basically, they did not know that to get over here is difficult and to cross is more difficult. And the majority of them, they left already, as you can see. All of them, they left already. But there's thousands of stories like that. There's thousands of stories of the MS-13 taking over, MS-13 killing brothers and their brothers, their sisters, their family members. I can tell you this, and I'm not being arrogant, and I'm not being selfish, but I can tell you this. There's a lot of that going on in our country. There's a lot of that going on in our country with cartels, with insecurity, with corruption. There's a lot of that going on in our country, in Mexico. There's a lot. And, and that is the only, and, the only subject that they talk about when they get to immigration. The problem is that is an insecurity problem that is in Guatemala. It's not an insecurity problem that is in Mexico. It's not our problem. The insecurity that they have with the MS-13s is not the problem of the United States, of the insecurity that they have with the MS-13s. Is the problem of the government of Guatemala. The Guatemala government is the one that needs to take care of that situation regarding that gang or regarding that particular cartel or whatever you want to call it. As you guys saw right now, declarations from this young lady that is saying that she, we heard the other day another guy that paid $5,500 to cross through the river. They're hustling these people like you don't even imagine, because they're telling them, you cross the river and there's going to be the ICE agent. They're lying to them, and the ICE agent is going to take care of you, and then that's it. They're hustling these people so bad. And they're hustling them all the way from the south. You got coyotes all the way from the south that they're telling these people, it is okay. Don't worry about it. It is okay. And they're lying. So they're making a bunch of money on a lie that they're going to deliver it into ICE agents, and ICE agents are going to take care of them. So they're spending all this money on these coyotes that they're using them, and they're basically, creating a line of trafficking from all the way from Guatemala to over here that has been happening since this caravan started. But now these people are opening their mouths. They're basically saying to everybody, this is what is happening. And now you got a war of cartels of, what is happening over there. If she's lying or not, people, I want to, I'm trying to report what is happening and what is going on. And I'm trying to get questions out. It is up to you guys to take your own decision and to your own perspective on what is your opinion, what is the reality and the truth about every situation. It's up to you guys. It's not up to me. I just report. You guys take your own thoughts. You analyze and you guys digest your own thoughts. Like what is happening with the Muslim community. It's not my fault. So it's some subjects that you guys need to analyze. I'm not the government. I'm not a police officer. I'm not the United States. I'm not the Mexican Customs. I'm a reporter for everybody to know. And I'm just giving you, stories and reporting on what is happening with these people. And how much is the amount that they're paying? That is unbelievable. The amount that they're paying, and they're getting hustled. They're getting hustled for the amount that they're paying. So when they get to the border, they think that it's going to be already arranged for them to cross to the United States. It is not. It is not arranged. What they're doing is just using them for them to cross the river and for them to cross the river and then be used. But it's not our responsibility. It's not the United States' responsibility also. But it's a thing that it needs to be stopped. This is what, the President of the United States was emphasizing so much the last time that he was sitting with the Consular of Mexico, that he was talking about, human trafficking. This is his number one subject, that there is a lot of organizations that they're making a lot of money with human trafficking. And President Donald J. Trump saying, you need to stop this, AMLO. You need to stop all these organizations that they're working and they're trafficking people. It's because of those organizations that they are working over there, trafficking people, is because of those ones that we're getting all these people. So you need to stop that. And this is another thing that it tells you that our president is not doing his job. He's lying again. Our president is not doing his job. The fact that you put the National Guard over there, it doesn't mean that you are going to stop it. You can put the National Guard as a smokescreen, but it's going to continue to happen. So these are the factors that we need to analyze and eliminate. The trafficking. The trafficking. And that is the number one thing that the President of the United States was asking to the President of Mexico. Stop the trafficking. Stop it. That is the number one thing. It's not just it's not just the fact of us just saying everything needs to stop. Yes, everything needs to stop, but there's a lot of things that we need to stop. All this madness and all this demonic movement that is the trafficking of humans. That is the number one thing that President Trump asked AMLO. You need to stop the trafficking. And they haven't stopped it. As you're hearing, that they're working with large organizations that we already know, but we're hearing it right now from people that is really happening, people. That it's not a speculation, and it's not just a thing that is outside right there and you're looking at it and it probably is a fantasy. No, it's not. And it gives you this, it gives you accountability. Permítame, mijo, permítame, ahorita te hago caso. This gives you accountability for everybody to know that is a reality that trafficking is still happening. The trafficking of humans is still happening. And these organizations are still working. So this gives you actually a better perimeter of seeing that our president still is lying. Still is lying. There's a comment right here. Are you saying that this is Trump's fault? Oh, who is saying that? Monica LeBlanc. My God, Monica LeBlanc, I want to send you a big hug. I want to say hi to you. Nobody's saying that it's Trump's fault. Who said that? Analyze my words. Who said that? As a matter of fact, it's the opposite that I'm saying. I'm saying that our president is lying, and that the only person that said you need to stop this trafficking of children and trafficking of humans, it was the president of the United States. Analyze what I'm saying, please. That is the president of the United States, the one that is telling our president of Mexico to stop this trafficking of humans. And look what is happening. This gives you accountability that is not being stopped. This tells you that our president of Mexico, I'm reporting from Tijuana, Mexico, just for you to know. I'm reporting from Mexico. I'm not reporting from the United States. This gives you accountability that is telling you that our president from Mexico, I'm Mexican citizen, I'm a Tijuana citizen, just for you know, to understand what I'm referring to. Our President AMLO is lying to the President of the United States. He's lying again. No, I thought you did. No. Just I'm a Mexican citizen. Nice to meet you, Monica. It's the first time that I've seen you in the feed. Welcome. Let's see if we can get an interview with the pastor Alberto so we can talk about, the Muslim community that is growing. ¿Está el pastor ahí? No está acá? ¿Segura? Sí, entonces ¿a dónde se mira? Ok, gracias. ¿En la oficina está? Muchas gracias. Ahí está en la oficina. ¿Sí me da permiso? Gracias. Let's see if we can get an interview with the pastor right now. And we're seeing a lot of people right here. Milagros, ¿cómo estás? ¿Puedo hablar, pastor? Sí. Let's talk with the pastor a little bit right here. Just a few moments. No, así está bien. Así está bien.
Let me turn off the light.
Well, you got some really good things, Pastor.
Oh, a little bit, for people that come all the time.
Oh man, you got a full stack right here. It's nice.
Well,
shoes and everything.
We're ready for people to come.
Okay, Pastor, a few things that I want to ask. A few moments ago, we saw, a lot of migrants that just arrived to your shelter. The amount is approximately around 45 of them, right?
It's 49.
49 of them. The majority want to go back home. I saw a couple cases that they want to stay over here. What is your opinion on then? The amount that you're getting every day is going to grow because they're deporting a lot of immigrants, and your shelter is going to be, overwhelmed, apparently, because they're landing the responsibility on every shelter. So what is your opinion on them going back home?
First of all, right now, early in the morning, there were over 100 of them that they were deporting, and they told me that they were over 100. I gave 2 trips, and that's how we came up with the 49. Excuse me. With right now, they're saying the problem is that some of them have court dates in January.
Mm-hmm.
So some
all the way till January.
To January. This is right now. The people that are there, they're deported. These people are coming from Texas. The people that are coming from Texas, usually their court dates, it's real long. The people from Texas is December, November, December, and January. People that are being deported, but was from here through California, is just a couple months. They have in 2 more months they have a court date. What's happening is that people are crossing into the United States through Texas, and once they go over there to the system, they have a court date, but in the state of California. That's why they catch a plane and bring them from Texas. They bring them all the way here to California and deport them here because the court date is going to be here in San Diego.
Okay.
People are discouraged just because of the time. The kids are complaining that they've been through a lot. They've been suffering a lot. So there's a lot of children that are complaining a lot. And through the complaints that the children has, they're the ones like begging their parents to please take them back to Guatemala, to please take them back to Honduras. And then usually they come with the dad, or sometimes they come with a mom. And then the dad or the mom that's here communicates the child to the other parent, and the child starts crying and everything, and that they want to be with their mom or they want to be with their dad. So it's creating a conflict between in the matrimony. They said, no, bring my child back, and everything, he wants to come back. So basically that's what's going on.
You know, for everybody that is listening, my volume is all the way up to the device where everybody's saying that you can't hear the pastor. Try to go out the feed and then come back. Pastor, another thing that I want to ask you, the 3 women from Somalia, apparently some Muslim community from the United States came over here, helped them, and they got them, housing over here in Rosarito.
Yes, the 3 Muslim women that came, basically they were part of the Somalian government.
Wow.
And being part of the government, they believe, like with us we call it church and state. Over there it's like a Muslim church and the state, the same thing. And so there's some groups that are against church and state that are fighting over there. And they were close to their family, and they felt threatened. So they came here without permission. But what I'm saying, without permission, they like sneaked in, coming here. So there's over there in Somalia, those that are against the government don't know that them, like public officials, that they escaped. They don't know where they're at. They don't know that. They already came down over here. So basically they were very frightened that everything comes out in the press here, and then the news will go all the way to Somalia. So they were saying if news goes over there and their picture comes out and everything, what's going to happen is they're going to go and kill all their entire family. They told me that that's how dangerous the situation is. From San Diego, someone called me that they wanted to see her from the mosque. So they came and saw them. We got to talk together with them, and they have a house down at Rosarito, and they placed them there at the house, and they already have a budget. They have some money to be able to buy a property.
Wow.
So
they have money.
They have money. The Muslim group from San Diego, they have money, and they said we have money and everything so that we could buy a property.
Wow, property.
And people that will come that are from the Middle East, so that they could come, and if they're Muslims and everything, so we could have a special shelter just for them.
So specifically, it's a shelter for Muslims in Rosarito.
It'll be a shelter especially for Muslims and people from the Middle East.
So this mosque is from the United States. Do you know the name of the mosque?
No, I don't know the name of the mosque. They came with several young ladies that are also Muslims, and they felt that it was better for the ladies to talk with ladies so that they would have more confidence and everything. So their main goal is this, that if more Muslims come and if more people from the Middle East come, they could be able to have that property. Right now where they're at, they could probably have a little bit more people.
And they have like 3 mosques over there in Rosarito. That's what I heard.
Yes.
So this is only going to be a shelter. It's not going to be a mosque.
No, it's just going to be a shelter for immigrants that are coming and they want to apply for political asylum in the United States. Someone from the United States called me, one of the Muslims, and said that there's no doubt that they do qualify. Well, these three young ladies that came, there's no doubt that they do qualify for political asylum. One's because they're part of the government, so it's for political reasons that she's applying for political asylum. All these three ladies, and the other one is because of religious beliefs. They have that religious belief that the government it's religious. It's a religious government, and so they're being prosecuted or with persecution because of religion, plus also because of politics. So they say there's no doubt that they do qualify to be into the United States. All they have to do is just wait their time in court and everything and for their number to be called.
How much is the capacity that you got right now?
Right now, I think I have about 220.
That is your max, I think so, huh, Pastor?
Well, if things get worse or something, I have that tent, and we could close that tent. I could put camping houses, and then that camping house, I could fit. We could put another 150.
Okay. Have you heard anything about the Cameroon guy that he was sick with TB?
I believe next week they should give him the results of how he's doing and everything. Right now, he's just taking his medication.
But he's living outside on normal population?
No, he's actually living in a shelter. It's like an apartment, but they turned it into like a shelter.
Okay.
Which is there by the international border, close to Chaparral, right there, not that far from Padre Chava and
Enclave Caracol?
around there, real close.
Okay, all right.
Real close by there.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Pastor. I'm not gonna take away your time. I know that you're eating right now. You're having your break. I'm gonna get up right now. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias, Pastor. Siempre me da muchas gracias, hombre. Siempre. Okay, me echo una vuelta después. Y ahí avísame cualquier cosita.
Perfect.
All right. Oh, thank you so much. Let's leave, people.
Another thing.
Oh, yes.
Another thing that I just wanted to add. This last week, we received 110 immigrants.
The majority want to go back home.
And with last week, I received 110. And with the 110 that we received, 40 of them already are on their way. They're already in the bus. They should be back in Guatemala by tomorrow, Tuesday.
Who is paying for that? They're paying it out of their own pockets?
Yeah, they're actually, we called, and they were charging 1,550 pesos to take you right by the border with Guatemala. And then we talked there to different bus lines that does that, and said, well, we have a shelter, and we have a lot of immigrants that go. If we take more than 15 and everything, we're just going to take it to the one that gives us a better deal and everything. So right now, they're lowering it down to 1,200 pesos to take you right there by the border. Mm-hmm. Now, this group that came and everything, they're calling up into the United States and to their family members and everything, that they want them to send them some money so that they could go back.
So the majority that you got right here, the ones that go back?
The majority that came in today. The majority.
The 49 of them.
The 49 out of the 49 that came, I believe about 35 want to go back.
That's the majority of them.
Yeah, the majority of them they want to go back. They're asking their family members. Some already have the money, but we need at least the 15 people so that they could give them that deal. And some are waiting for the money. The problem is this: that with the ID card that they have, their family members cannot send money into their names. So that's a big problem. So they ask our staff members, and sometimes they ask me if I could help them out, get the money out and everything. And we've been through that, and our staff member have gotten money, from Guatemala, Salvador, United States, Western Union, everything. But now every one of our staff, it's on hold. They closed down and everything, and they're under investigation, like for money laundering or something. But
wow.
They're just doing a favor. They're just doing a favor, trying to get these people money so they could leave. But things like that. This is what's happening. So now we're looking for Mexicans that are more willing than able to receive this money, and when they receive this money and everything, so they could buy their ticket so that they could go back. So basically, I just wanted to say that now what's happening, it looks like about 70% of everybody that's being deported, they want to go back to their country.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Pastor.
Sure.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that information. I'll show the room of the pastor. The pastor has, a lot of donations today. This donations, before I go, Pastor, a lot of them are from the Green Valley Church.
Part is from Green Valley Church, but there's a whole bunch of churches and a whole bunch of non-profit organizations. And actually, I'm surprised, even people that see us in the media and everything, or reports that come out in the news and everything else, suddenly they showed up. I don't know them at all. And they come and look, I have here blankets, I have here toilet paper, I have food and everything.
What you need for them to survive.
Yeah, basically, the most thing that all the time that we need is like pine sol and things like that. But everything's fine, thank God. We're doing good.
Thank you so much, Pastor. I'll see you. I'll see you again. Let's just go, people, right here again. We're getting a lot of stories right here. Seeing right here how they're picking up their clothing. They're picking up clothing right here. And everybody's trying to pick up, clothes that they're donated. So we'll just head out, people. Let's get out of here right now. Change the camera real quick. Pásale. I will show you how. Now, I didn't show you how the bathroom was finished by the Green Valley Church. That is another thing that I want to show you. You guys saw me that I was reporting here on the weekend on the Green Valley Church that they had. They were donating and they were helping out the pastor to build a couple bathrooms right here. As you see, one of them is already functioning. Right here, one of them. And it's already done. There's another... and there's 2 bathrooms over here. They're waiting for their turn right here. There's 2 bathrooms right here. So it's already built, this little accommodation that they gave them. Let us just go back to our car to give the last minute thoughts for you guys as you are hearing everyday stories. The most unbelievable story is about, the coyote that, basically this little lady is sneezing right here up and wide to everybody. I don't want to get sick. Let me just wait a little bit. Let's go. This lady's sick. So we're just walking out right here. Same shelter, different day, people. More people are arriving. Let us just go right here to the kitchen to show you how it's going. Buenas tardes, jefe. Ahí la llevan con la cocina. Ahí va, ¿verdad? It's showing right here how the kitchen is going, how the kitchen is rolling. ¿Qué se aventaron ahora, jefe? Aquí. El gas. Okay. They're saying that basically, they just connected that stove right there. That was today. And over here, they're about to put some texture right here on this side, and they're working on fixing. This is going to be the kitchen. Muchas gracias, jefe. Muchas gracias. Right here, so you see some advances on the kitchen. Let us change the camera right here for everybody to see. How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News, everybody. We're live again at the pastor at the shelter Agape. This is brand new. Look at this. This is brand new. Look at this. This is a gas boiler, inner gas. Right here, all the connections to go to get hot water on the top. This is brand new. They didn't get this. They didn't got this before. So let us roll right here to give you guys the final thoughts on this situation right here at this shelter. How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News. Good evening to everyone. Wow. What can I say about, again, another story right here? And again, you know, three situations that we saw. A lot of migrants, they didn't want to talk. I'm not, you know, the type of reporter that goes over there and puts the camera on their face. You're going to talk to me? No. If they don't want to talk, they don't want to talk. If they want to speak, that's good. And we got an interview from a young man. I think that is in his late 30s, early 40s. He was coming asking for the asylum from Honduras. Her child is sick. She has a disfigure disease. I don't know how to call it, and she has a little tumor on her eye. She needs to be medically attended. He didn't have the resources to be attended in Honduras, so he traveled from Honduras all the way to the north, and his asylum got denied. You know, they don't deny their asylum for nothing, people. ICE agents are really particular with picking you know, different stories and different people. And the majority and the vast majority of them are, you know, are fear migrants that they're running away because of the MS-13s. A lot of them are economic migrants, and we have an interview today with an economic migrant. The other interview was with a young for 8 years. Also, he got deported, and now he wants to go back. He said that he delivered himself to ICE, and ICE took the decision of deporting him to Mexico. Now he wants to fight his case, and he wants to go back because he doesn't have family in Honduras, and he has all his family in the States, and he has a house in Honduras, but he doesn't want to go live over there because he doesn't have nobody. And also we had this story. This is an unbelievable story. And whether you say that it's a lie or not, you know, it is a story. You know, it is a story. Whether it's a lie or not, it is a story. We had this interview with this lady from Guatemala that she paid 1,500 quetzales, that is around 30,000 pesos, that is around $1,600 or $1,700, a coyote in Tapachula crossing. All of them. This is the thing that I always ask, and I ask this for you guys to analyze and to see that I crossed on the water raft from Mexico to Guatemala and Guatemala to Mexico. What does that tell you? That all these immigrants, the irregular migrants, that they're over here, that they just got deported and just got here, they're still crossing on the water rafts. And it tells you that, you know, probably the National Guard is doing their job or they're not doing it. It is, you know, I will give them the benefit of the doubt, but it tells you a lot that all of them are coming in from the water raft, from the river. That is one, you know, thing that we need to analyze, that the problem is not being attacked by our president, that is the river. So this lady paid all that amount to a coyote. This coyote, you know, he had a line of work. And as this lady was not coming in the caravan, she was coming specifically on a different group, that it was already paid, and they were staying on different houses and different hotels on their way up to the north. And until she got to Reynosa, she almost got captured by another cartel, because probably this other cartel, you know, was working on that territory. That this happens a lot. When you land, when another Charlie, it goes to another territory and wants to work without paying a tariff to the other Charlie, this basically happens, that they take over their work, and they're like, until you're not paying a monthly fee, we're not gonna let you work here. That happens over here in Tijuana. Everybody knows that. Long story short, they got into it. Migrants started running. This cartel came and got them, and tried to get them, all of them. They started running around all the places. This lady was hiding on the bushes, on some part underneath the mud and underneath a tree. She stayed there until the next day. The next day, they came for her and they took her across the river. They delivered her to ICE. That was not the agreement, apparently. The agreement was for her to be crossed to the United States. And basically, they hustled her with money. And not only that, that is not the case. Last week, we saw another case that this gentleman paid $5,500 and they did exactly the same thing. So coyotes are using them, as we've been telling you guys since 8, 9 months, 10 months in this caravan. We've been telling you guys that this, coyotes are, a lot of them are, they're not coyotes. They're just people that they just wake up one day and they say, you know what, I will do this thing, man. It's so easy that I can just brainwash these people and I can make money out of it. It is real easy. It is real easy. And that is the question that I asked, were you sexually assaulted by this guy? Did he sexually, insinuate it to you? That if you, like we have cases that these coyotes, they ask for sexual favors, in exchange of the crossing to the United States. So, this comes to the number one conclusion. The United States had a meeting with Mexican government officials and Mexican government, the Canciller, Marcelo Ebrard, with Pompeo. And Pompeo let Marcelo Ebrard know, you have a human trafficking problem. The President of the United States is telling you to stop this human trafficking problem. If you stop this, it's going to slow down a lot. The trafficking of children, trafficking of people are going to slow down a lot. You're killing a lot of people with that. And you're hurting a lot of people with that. The United States government told that to Marcelo Ebrard. Marcelo Ebrard said, I'm going to take accountability for that and I'm going to take care of it. And this basically tells you that they're not doing anything about it. That they are not doing anything about it. So this basically tells you that they're lying again to the President of the United States. This basically tells you that. Unbelievable. So another day, people, as probably we're going to do, I will tell everybody if we're going to do YouTube tonight. Probably yes, we're going to do it so we can talk about the organizations of the Muslim community, as you just heard the pastor talk about it. There's an organization of a Muslim community from the United States that they just bought a land. They just bought land to make a shelter specifically for Muslims. And, and the 3 ladies from Somalia, they were political refugees. They have money. They already paid, this organization from the United States came over here and, they all came to an agreement of paying a house so they can live comfortably. And this is not stopping. This is the thing that worries me, that it's not stopping. It is really a really difficult force to stop. Our authorities are not doing anything. They're not organized. Our federal funds to centralize, basically what is happening is they're holding that federal funds, the government is holding it so they can create a crisis and then act when there's a crisis so everybody will feel bad. And every day it amazes me that they are, I know, Pastor, that they are, basically situations plus situations. And different situations every day. Different situations. It's not just, economic migrants. It's, violent migrants that run away from violence. You get all types of people now from the world. It is amazing. And the Mexican government not doing anything about it. It is just simply amazing. For everybody to know, I'm an independent reporter. I'm not a United States Custom, or I'm not a Mexican Custom. I'm not a police officer. I'm not in the military. I'm here to report for everybody. And, I'm here to let everybody know what is going on and expose to the Tijuana people, and also to the people on the border in the United States. And that is my job and obligation. So I want to say thank you to everybody that has been joining. There's a question. There's a comment right here. If you have a gut feeling, please trust that gut feeling, Oscar. Yes, you know, I'm a reporter. Like Miss Melissa, how you doing? Good afternoon to you. Yes, you know, I've been trusting my gut since the start. I cannot be exposing. As the time goes by, you can't be killing yourself with first-time information. You're gonna basically assassinate yourself with the whole media over here. So you need to take this slowly. But you already analyzed that there's a problem, and you already analyzed that it's coming. So you need to be really smart of letting go information, because you can't be on the first try that they're coming. You can't be, it's the Russians, it's this, it's that, it's Asia, it's China. You can't be like that. You have to be really smart, you know, and you can't be you know, hanging yourself from the first time information. You can't do that. So you have to be, you know, smart to let go information. Plus, mainstream media is not talking about it. Nobody. It is something that is really ridiculous, that it gets me mad, because nobody's coming to the shelters and analyzing situation plus situation plus situation that is happening, and nobody's talking about it. And we have been on the grind for 10 months now, and it's exhausting, and it's really it is just consuming. But we stay on the grind, and we stay giving you guys the news and the reality of what is happening. So I want to thank everybody for joining the feed. I want to thank everybody for joining the feed, and everybody, you know, everybody for being with me. I want to say hi to everybody. Thank you so much for watching the feed. Thank you so much for all your support. People want to contribute to my work. It's right there. It's the PayPal. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. And I just want to say thank you. We will see each other later on this afternoon. See if we can do YouTube video to analyze all these situations, then what happened. Plus, we're going to have an interview on this week that you on a YouTube show that you don't want to miss. And we are going to be more observative on what is happening with the situation on this particular shelter. So I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News. Stay safe, everybody. And follow my partner, conservative Anthony, as he is running for Congress on District 16. Follow him, please. He's doing a phenomenal and fantastic job over there in El Paso, as he's trying to win to go to Congress. So thank you so much for everybody that has been watching. Stay safe, and always remember peace and love, everybody. And always, your country's first.